Hi guys, welcome back to Rides for Days. Welcome back to a continuation of this series of videos where I work on this little Postie bike, which I've had now for a couple of months, and I've been having heaps of fun on it. It's not a bike build by any means, but it's just a series of videos where I fiddle fart around the bike and do modifications to it so that I can take it for overnight rides, and even hopefully, which I've got planned, a couple of long haul, week-long adventures here and there on it. So first of all, I'll just show you what I've done. Now, as I was telling you in the last video, I've had a saddlebag frame fabricated. I'll just take all this stuff off to show you what it looks like. Boom. All right, so this is the saddlebag frame which I've had mounted and fabricated by Ben over at BM Steel in Foster. Did an absolutely fantastic job. Very rigid, very strong. I don't know what he made it out of, some sort of metal, I guess. And it is very rigid, very secure, and obviously with this here, it just takes the weight off the bottom of the saddlebag, so it's really cool. Of course, you've seen that you saw the tool tube in the last video. I'll link it there. So this is where I'm up to so far. I'll just put everything back on now. Boom, everything's back on. So this is the current setup that I'm in the middle, I guess, of trying to figure out. So the racks have been done. I've got these two saddlebags which I bought AMA warehouse. I'll link there. 120 bucks for the two panniers, and they're pretty good, decent size. You can't see in there, but they've got decent width. Zip pocket. They got waterproof bag, waterproof cover. So I'm running with those two saddlebags there, and then I've bought two. I'll go with the light here, guys, to show you a bit better. I know when I'm pointing this way, it seems to cause a bit of a shadow with the light. So two 5-litre jerry cans at the back. That gives me 10 litres of fuel. Obviously, I think it's a 5-litre fuel tank, so that gives me roughly 15 litres of fuel. I might be a 4.3 litre fuel tank. Anyway, let's say approximately 15 litres of fuel, which will be fine. So in this video, as I do digress, I am wiring up a cable to the battery to power both a USB port and also a mini compressor to pump up and down the tires. So I'll show you over here. Alright guys, so I bought this motor presser mini pump last year, Rocky Creek Designs. Seems quite good, but to be honest with you, I've actually never used it. But so I noticed though, when I took it out, that it didn't have a fuse in it. Now I'm aware that potentially it might have some sort of circuit breaker inside it and I might not need it, but because I want to also power a mobile phone charger and possibly other things, I just wired up a fuse to it. So I went out and bought a fuse and just an inline fuse, and I've just wired it up like that, so should be good to go. So I'll take you over to the bike and show you what I want to do. Right guys, so the battery is in underneath the seat. Pretty easy to access. Just got to take this plastic clip out and then access the battery there. And then what I'm going to do is just to mount these terminals to the battery, and then run a cable underneath. I'm going to take all this plastics off, run a cable right along, and then I'm just going to wrap the cable around the bar, and then I've got a USB port which I can plug into it up here, and then also I can release the cable down if I need to air up or air down the tires as I go. So anyway, that is the current plan. That's tonight's video. So first of all, we're going to get rid of all the plastics, because we need to do that. So get rid of all the plastics and access the battery. All right, I'll do that and I'll get back to you. All right, guys. Now we only need to take out these two sections of plastic. Actually, I've just got them here. Very easy to take off. 5 bolts all in all. Now, in behind, underneath the seat, as you can see, is the battery. I'm going to place a bit of light on it just to help, so that you can sort of see on the far right hand side to the right of that red fuse is the negative terminal, and then on the left hand side is the positive terminal. So top left, there's a bolt right there, and then just down there's a bolt as well. I'm just trying to make it so that you can see. So there's a bolt right there. So undo both of those, and then undo the negative terminal, and then undo these 2 fuses, and then the whole thing lifts out. It's dead easy. All right, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll get back to you in a second. All right, guys, so I'll try and give you a better look. This is the case that goes over the battery in there, and that was the top nut I was saying to take out, and then the bottom right one, and then in there, in that hole, which is there's nothing obviously, is where the negative terminal is. And I'll just take you over. So there is the battery, in behind here, that's the positive terminal, and we've already undone the negative terminal, as you can see there. So what we're now going to do is undo the positive terminal, and then just literally connect up the cable, and we'll be done with that part of it anyway. All right, so now that's connected up to the red. Basically, I put the bracket back over the battery, re-screw in those 2 bolts, top left and bottom right, and then there's a window, obviously, as I showed you in that bracket, and then we just attach the negative terminal back to the battery with that connector, and we'll be done. All right, I'll show you when it's done. Rightio, guys, there you have it, all buttoned up, and the negative terminal all buttoned up with the negative cable attached, and that is about all there is to it, apart from putting the plastic cover back on. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to zip tie. So this has an SAE connector, which I'm just going to zip tie that all the way along, and then I'm going to connect the next section of the cable up through here, loop it round, and then I'll get back to you in about 2 seconds. Alright guys, I've just moved the bike into a bit of a better position. I'm hoping that that helps with the light. I know the light's a bit awkward in here, and it's sort of all black on black and that sort of stuff. But basically this is all done, as I said, and I'm just basically now mapping the cable along the bar up underneath the handlebars, and they're just going to loop around there. I've just joined the cable together with a bit of electrical tape. It's just an SAE connector, but I've just joined the 2 together just to keep it in one spot, just to stop it from coming apart. Zip tied the cable there, so now I'm just going to put the plastics back on, and then let's test out the USB cable and make sure it works. We're all buttoned up. So basically, and I'm sorry guys if the footage hasn't been great, the lighting's a bit ordinary, and it's kind of awkward in there to show you everything, but I hope that you get the general gist of it. So as you saw, connected everything up to the battery, zip tied the cable along underneath the plastics, and basically, so what I've got now, is this cable now just hanging over the handlebars. There is quite a bit of slack, so I do have to work out what I'm going to do with that. So yeah, there is a little bit of a bit of slack there, but basically that is a good thing, because if I need to get to the rear tire to pump up the tires, I can reach it, and then also I can loop this up and have it hanging off the handlebar, or most probably I'll have a bag sitting there and I can sort of scrunch the cable up and have it sitting inside the bag, so it's not going to be a big deal. But this is my USB charger. It's got a double USB port there for a phone or for whatever else, and then it's got that SAE connector. So let's just see if this works. I've just opened the back door, opened the garage door, sorry, and opened the window behind us just for a bit of ventilation for a second. So everything works. The battery's done obviously properly, and then 13.9 volts. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that works. That's a beauty. So what I'm thinking is I'll have this all wrapped up somehow around here, and then I'll just basically leave it sitting in my bag. Turn it off. And I'll just leave it sitting in the bag, charging up my phone as I'm riding along. And then if I've had a puncture or I want to air up a bit, I can just come down here, voila, it'll be good. And even though it's drained the battery right now, turn it off so there's no more power going to it. So it's a beauty. Now let's test this motor presser. I've not tried this before. Alright, so it's saying 15 psi. Let's go. Alright, that's enough. 24 psi. Pretty good. Alright guys, that's it. Done and dusted. Wasn't too much of a challenge. A little bit awkward connecting to the battery, just purely in its location more than anything. And then of course then we just ran the cable all the way along. Got a little waterproof cap which I'm going to put over the end of this SAE connector just in case it rains. What else was I going to say? Yep, so I'm not too concerned about the fact that that's connected to the battery, because there's nothing that I'm not actually drawing any power off it. You know, when the USB connection is connected up, I can switch it off and then it will be charging my mobile phone, but I'll be doing that while I'm riding, so the bike will be turned on, charging the battery, and then when I'm inflating the tires, I can have the bike running, so it's not a big drama. So from a battery perspective, I'm not concerned at all. And it just adds a little bit of convenience for me when I'm out in the bush somewhere and something happens. I've got the ability to, you know, at least keep my phone charged up, or, you know, pump up my tire after it's had a puncture, stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm adventurizing the Posty, and we're getting there, and then slowly we'll have it all done, and then we can go and start doing some adventures. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.